Kayla King, and welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new, welcome. Today, I'm really excited to be sharing another writing vlog with you. And during this past week, I did make some tremendous progress. I stumbled upon a few epiphanies, and I feel like I'm finally in the right direction in terms of section 2 in my WIP. Hello, it is Thursday. It's about 1:20 in the afternoon. I'm still enjoying my lunch break, and I figured I would get a little bit of writing done today. In my last writing vlog, I did gush about some of the new to me vintage jewelry that my grandma gave to me over this past weekend, which originally belonged to my great grandmother. And today I'm wearing a couple more special pieces. I do have this cameo ring. I'm not really sure what is on here. It doesn't really look like a face. It looks more like a tree, maybe a person standing next to it, but I love it. And I'm also wearing this gold locket from the early 1900s, and it does actually open. There's some older photos in here. We're trying to figure out who's inside, but I absolutely love these two pieces. And I'm also wearing a vintage Eddie Bauer sweater from the early 90s. Pretty sure my mom got this before I was born, so it's an oldie but a goodie. We have gotten a lot of snow today, so I'm just trying to stay cozy inside. I just made a cup of coffee, and I'm really ready to dive in and get some work done before I have to return to my day job. Now, one thing that happened this morning is that I did have a breakthrough with chapter 11. If you've been following along, this chapter has been giving me some trouble lately, and I figured out that the pacing wasn't quite right, and I'm actually going to look at chapters 11, 12, 13, and 14 and kind of mesh them all together and rearrange the scenes. I think this is really going to help with the pacing and actually the character arc and just the motivations for what is happening in the later chapters for section 2. Now, this might seem terrifying, and honestly, having to rearrange is never an easy thing, but I will say that as a writer, when you know that something isn't right, it can be really tough to figure out what you need to do next. I'm over the moon that I finally figured out what I need to do. For today, I'm not actually going to be on my laptop. I do have my Dreamer journal right here in case I need to take some notes. I also have my manuscript binder, which I've shown before. It's got tabs for all of the chapters, and I'm really going to be looking at section 2. And I also grabbed a new stack of Post-its. I think this is going to be beneficial to break down separate chapters and scenes and see where I need to go next. So I've got a little bit more time. Let's see how much progress we can make today. Just an update, I was able to figure it out. I'm really excited to dive back into chapter 11 now that I really know what's going on with this, and I think it's really going to help me to cut even more words, which is the whole point of these line edits, to make this novel as concise as possible before I re-enter the query trenches. And you can see here I do have all of my post-it notes set up. For now, I'm just going to stick it on my section 2 tab divider in my binder, so that way when I go to dive into the manuscript later tonight and tomorrow, I know exactly where I need to go. Hello, it is 9:30 on Sunday morning. As you'll notice, I do have my dog sitting with me. He's a little needy this morning, so I'm getting in some snuggles while I chat with all of you. You might also notice a change of scenery. I am sitting upstairs in the living room today as it is so bright and sunny, even though it's really cold in Buffalo. I do have a cup of coffee with me. I also have my Felix Gray computer glasses, which if you've been watching for a while, you know all of my writing sessions do include these glasses whenever I'm on my laptop. I also have my Dreamer journal here. I'm going to be moving some notes over from my manuscript binder into that journal today. I also have my laptop out of sight. Once I get done with the notes, I'll be able to dive into what I'm calling the new chapter 11. Earlier this week, I did have a bit of an epiphany, and I was able to mix around some of the scenes in section 2 of my book. So I'm going to be reconfiguring those chapters today, and I'm going to be getting started with what used to be chapter 12. I'm going to be moving over these notes that I have in the binder into my notebook. Now you might be asking why this is important. Not only do I think it'll be an easier way to reference the notes by having them right in my notebook whenever I need them, but I do think that repetition of writing and repetition of thought can only help it stick a little bit longer. So I think this will be a great foot to start off on in today's writing session. And since earlier this week I did show off some of my vintage jewelry pieces that once belonged to my great grandmother, I did want to share the one I'm wearing. I do have her Eastern Star ring on today, which I'm not sure how well you can see it, but it's got some flowers around it. It's beautiful. Pages of notes in here, but I do have chapters 11 through 17 plotted out and outlined. Of all the chapters in section 2, the new chapter 11 was actually one of the cleanest. I think this first part of the writing session is actually going to go quite quickly this morning, but I'll keep my fingers crossed and see if I can get through at least chapter 11. Now that the notes are done, I am going to still keep my binder out so that I can look through the line edits I've made on the hard copy to put into this new copy of chapter 11. Chapter 11, and it's been a very long day filled with many line edits, but I'm so proud of where this chapter ended up. I'm going to go ahead and read it all the way through just to see if there's any extra spots where I can cut. It's currently at 1,874 words. I did start with 2,161 words, but before I do that final word count to see how much I was able to cut, I do just want to read through. just like that, I'm done with chapter 11. I was able to cut another 24 words during my read through, and in total I was able to cut 311 words from this chapter. I can't wait to see where this next week takes me. I'm hoping to get through chapter 13 and 14, but we'll see. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and remember, no matter where the day takes you, dream big.